Happy Friday, St. Francis in the Field. This is Father Justin with our Operations Director, Noelle Piccora, who's going to talk about a few financial things from her past life as an estate planning lawyer. We'll get to that in a minute. First, this coming Sunday, I talked about it in the announcements before the service at 10 o'clock. Parents, we really need you, when your child goes out to Children's Chapel, to scan this QR code that's found in the pew back in front of you. We need to know that your child's there. If anything happens, we want to be able to be in touch with you. You'll have your phone on you. You can keep it on silent or vibrate so that you know if we're trying to call you or find you. It's just a good safety reason. So I really want to encourage you. We've got to do a little better than we did last week. So parents, if your child walks out, please sign up. Or we're going to have to rethink how we're doing this just from a safety standpoint. So we really like this to work. This is very easy to do. Camera, scan, let us know who your child is or multiple children that are in children's church, just so we can be in touch with you if anything were to happen. All right. Financial statements are going to go out, quarterly statements, giving statements. This is pretty normal coming out of the summer. Summers in churches are generally a lull. So I hope you'll take a look at your annual giving or your pledge and your giving statement and make sure you're where you want to be. We want to finish the year strong. It's been an incredible year already. We've got lots going on. We had a lot of unexpected expenses in terms of air conditioners and different things that just go bad. So we really encourage you to catch up if you're behind and just think about St. Francis. And to that same effect, or kind of sort of in that vein, as we think about leadership and the vestry, which is the board of directors at the church, early next week, please look in your email for information about how to nominate yourself or others to be on the vestry. The nominating committee on the vestry is composed of the outgoing vestry members plus me, the rector, and plus Cindy Fielding, our senior warden. And our whole goal is not to preclude people from serving. It is to encourage a truly dynamic, mixed group that comes onto the vestry. It's 12 members. There'll be a lot of information to talk about the vestry. So just look for that email. It'll come out of the office. It'll come from me and Cindy Fielding next week. And it'll have a way for you to nominate folks or nominate yourself. So just look for that. And now I want to turn it over to Noelle on that same giving line to talk about RMDs.
Hey folks, so as Father Justin mentioned, in my previous life I was a trust and estates attorney and I helped a lot of folks with tax and estate planning purposes. So this is the time of year that a lot of maybe our retirees, those who are 70 and a half, are kind of required to take a minimum distribution from their IRA. And so for some folks, it is very advantageous for them, for income tax purposes, to give that to a charity. We call it, actually, in my world, a qualified charitable distribution. I would encourage you to chat with your accountant about why it's so beneficial and how it can help you with income tax purposes. But for those folks who are very charitably inclined and are considering donating their RMD, we would love for you to think about St. Francis. And that can be done simply through just a transfer straight over to us, and we can give details on how that can happen down below. Or you can call the office and we can help you figure out how that can happen, where you can just transfer automatically your RMD to St. Francis. The other thing that kind of happens in the last quarter of the year, a lot of folks are looking at their stocks that have appreciated and how they maybe can hedge that for income tax purposes. Again, I would encourage you to chat with your accountant or those folks who help you with your income tax returns. But donating your stock is always an option, and we have a very simple way that you can go ahead and transfer shares of stock to our investment account that we have at Wells Fargo. And again, those instructions will be down below, or you can call me and we can chat privately about your particular financial questions or concerns about transfers.
Isn't it great to have Noelle with that wealth of knowledge in the background? Because I know a number of folks who've come into the church asked me very early in the year that, hey, Justin, I want to do my RMD to St. Francis on top of my pledge or on top of this. So now's your chance. If you're interested, please consider St. Francis, because we're growing. And oftentimes in growing churches, I've said this before, the money follows the number. So any way that we can help hedge the expenses and get ahead of unexpected expenses and growth, it helps us a ton. So if you'll think about St. Francis, that's great. I appreciate everything everybody's doing to help us be successful in our mission and amplifying our message about God and God's love for us to the world. So with that note, I will see you on Sunday. Noelle will see you on Sunday, and we look forward to worshiping together.